right, we're about to go racing with the late models. The Starbucks Credit Union late models line up this way. Starting on the pole out of Emo, Ontario, driving a rocket chassis. This is the 14F of Greg Ferris. To his outside, last night's feature winner driving a victory, sponsored by Performance Auto and General Signs, it's Shane Edgington. Inside on row number 2 in a car that's for sale, he's sponsored by OMGs and Emerson Duty Free, McPhillips Toyota. This is the 2 of Bill Mooney. Outside of Bill, the car number 10, this is sponsored by Balkan B1 Race Cars, Miller Race Engines, and North Star Spray Systems. That is Mike Balkan. Inside on row number 3, sponsored by City FM, Winnipeg Dodge, the number 9 is Walt Morris. To his outside, the car number 8, sponsored by Dabs Repair, and I missed it, Future 10 Stripe. Kevin Sexton. Inside row 4, the 72 from East Selkirk, that's Kevin Giesbrick. Outside of Kevin, the 16C from Sherwood Park, Alberta, this is Dave Bernard. Inside row 5, it's Paul Veert in the Veert Landscaping number 88, and to his outside, the 105 of Terry Blacklance. That is your late model main event lineup. Your point leader heading into this one is Mike Balkan with 623 points. Second spot, tie, Kevin Sexton and Bill Mooney at 600 apiece. So, as long as Mike takes the green flag, he should be good. And Kevin and Bill Mooney will decide who's second and third in this race, it looks like. 20 laps up on the AIE Bell scoreboard, and we're getting ready to go green. The official pace truck of Red River Co-op Speedway is the Dodge. The Hemi Dodge from Winnipeg Dodge, Point West Auto Park. That white number 4 car on the outside of the front row, that is a victory chassis. Those cars, in the last couple of years, Shane Edgington has driven Billy Moyer Victory Circle cars. Well, this is a victory car. This is the car that Billy Moyer is now concentrating his efforts on, and has also retired from full-time racing. Just announced that at Knoxville earlier this week to get the victory chassis up and get it where it should be. And the car looked really good last night. I've seen it race 4 or 5 times so far this year, and it's just as good on the slick, which we've got here tonight. So look forward to big things for the number 4 car. Greg Ferris inside on the front row. He's the guy that raced a modified here to numerous victories back in the Victory Lane Speedway days. He raced a Dodge motor in his modified, and I believe that's a Chevy on board in the late model. So the pace truck will roll in or roll out or roll over or whatever it does over there in turn number 2. And we'll get ready to go racing here right now. We have 10 cars tonight. We had, I think, 13 or 14 last night, but a couple of wrecks and a blown motor and some crazy stuff happened, and we end up with 10 for tonight. Paul Veert using a different car tonight than he raced last night. So we're going green right now. Here we go.
Greg Ferris in the 14 looking good as he heads down the back straightaway. Bill Mooney in the car number 2 out of the Selkirk area in the second spot. Shane Edgington, last night's winner, third. Greg Ferris has won a lot of modified races here at Red River Co-op Speedway and looking good in the late model here. That driver is out of Emo, Ontario. Mike Balkin will have won his 44th championship here tonight in the late model division. 44 times a champion. Wow. Mike Balkin currently 4th, running behind the Performance Auto Avonlea 4 of Shane Edgington. Edgington gets by the lapper, the 72 of Giesbrecht. Balkin's got to do the same, and he does. Blue flag with the yellow diagonal stripe being displayed, indicating to the slower drivers that faster traffic is coming around and they need to be aware of it. Well, things tightening up in the top 4 now. If you take a look out of turn 4, there's your leader. That is Ferris already in turn 1. He is flying. Mooney is right there and might be gaining just a little bit. Balkin now by the 4 of Edgington. Well, Greg Ferris going to get into a lap car. That is the 16 car now, and Mooney and Balkin are going to try to take advantage of that lap car. We'll see with just a handful of laps to go. 3 to go, in fact, here in your Starbuck Credit Union late model feature. Trying to get by the 16C. He does. Now Mooney will go low, hoping that lapper will stay high, and he does. Balkin now has to get off just a minute as the 16C comes down, but Balkin gets by, so your top 3 cars are by the lapper. Pretty much a clear track now for Ferris. Greg Ferris continues to lead as he flies into turn 3 and 4. Mooney second, Balkin third, Edgington 4th, Sexton 5th. Checkered flag for Greg Ferris. No stranger to victory lane is Greg Ferris for the race win. All right, so Greg Ferris takes that rocket chassis to the number 1 spot. Bill Mooney driving a 2015 Masterbilt. That one is for sale. He comes home second. Third is the Black Diamond chassis of Mike Balkin, who has won his 44th points championship in his career. So that is admirable, no doubt about that. But Ferris takes the win, a former modified driver that did a great job for many years here at Red River Co-op Speedway in the modified division, running Chrysler power.
Well, Darren, as you can see on the, oh no, the board's gone. Don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's races, you're welcome to visit the pit area, meet and greet the drivers, sit in their race cars, get some pictures taken and whatnot. Greg Ferris is a real gentleman and a nice guy, well respected in the pit area. And you know how he does so good? Because he's a school bus driver by trade. So you know your kids are getting to school on time if Greg Ferris is doing it. Greg is a real unassuming guy. Nice to see him win one here in Winnipeg. We run into him the odd time on the NLRA schedule south of the border. He lives in Ontario, but I think where he races as much as anywhere from Barwick, Ontario, as much as anywhere he races Hibbing, I think. But I think Darren's going to find that out for us. So our Canadian Prairie Classic is won by a Canadian, an Ontario resident, however, but that's okay. Greg Ferris in the 14. Darren, I'd love to know if that car's a Dodge. He raced a Dodge for years in the modified.
Absolutely. He had won several races here in the modified division. Greg Ferris has out of Emo, Ontario. However, now in the late model division, he does a lot of his late model racing in Hibbing, Minnesota, which is a hotbed for late model racing. He is no stranger to this stage, having won tons of races. And there he is, Greg Ferris, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to have him back at Red River Co-op Speedway. Does a great job in any race car. A very, very good competitor and very, very smooth. All right, we're going to bring Greg up, the Barwick service driver. Well, the last time I interviewed you, I think it was a modified, and it was definitely a Chrysler engine, and I'm thinking there's no Chevy in this one. Tell us about it.
I wouldn't come to the, well, I like the Dodges. It was an awesome race. I expected some heat behind me or beside me right away, but we got out in the lead, and I figured it might happen to be one lane on the bottom. I don't know if it was for sure, but it seemed like it to me. And no, it was a great race. I had a great time out there. I sucked all year, and to win and finish here is great.
Well, great racetrack, no doubt about it, and we miss you out here. I mean, you've won so many modified races here, and we enjoyed having you, and we hope to have you back next year, Greg.
Thank you. If I do, it might be in a modified. I don't know. I plan on selling this thing, so and getting out of it. I don't know. My boy's ready to race, so we'll see what happens.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen, out of Emo, Ontario, Greg Ferris takes your Big FM, or rather your Starbucks Credit Union late model feature.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations to Greg Ferris. Good job, Greg. Nice to have you here. Hopefully we'll get you here a little more often in 2016. All righty. Barwick